Alex Jones, John Lee and Joe Morris are now inviting you to join
the common clay of the New West. The common clay of the common clay of the common clay of the New West. Morons.
Gene Wilder just called us morons.
He did, yeah. He did in the first bit as well. The original one. You might have noticed we have a new theme tune.
That's our new tune. What do you think? Let us know.
Fan provided, so we now have no legal obligation to pay anyone for anything.
Last week we requested that our fans send us in stuff. Did we get any others?
No, just the one.
Yeah, so it's a good job that we did that one.
How's it going?
Going good, mate. All good, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Sunday record.
Yeah, it's a bit different.
Our first Sunday record.
This is good. We're in a studio, an actual studio.
You say an actual
Pretty
studio.
much,
What have you been up to?
No, not really. Went out Friday.
Smashed it up.
Yeah, smashed it up. I went to a gig actually on Friday in the Tram Shed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, never been before for a gig. It's good. It's a really good venue. It's good space, big. There's lots of people there. I think there's some group called Mungo Hi-Fi, but they were supported by a Cardiff band called Afro Cluster. They're really good. Sort of like they've got brass bits, saxophone and a couple of guys on brass stuff, and then a guy rapping and a guitarist and a DJ. That was great. They were really good. And then Mungo Hi-Fi, they're really good. Venue's really good. Pied hard.
Oh, nice.
What about yourselves, John?
Mungo in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Full circle already.
Yeah, that's it. End
of the podcast. Well, we've had 1.5 weekends since the last show, so there's been plenty on, but I still haven't done much. Yesterday I watched about 10 hours of sport in a row on Al's sofa.
Yeah.
Well, we missed the Blues game, but Scarlets, then Spurs United, then City Forest, all in a row. So sports.
What was the City game like? I read it right up, but
it's been like every other City game this season. Shit football, but we win.
So have you seen the video of the Canton end after Allison's goal? Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, really good.
I have.
Spurs really disappointed me, so I don't want to talk about that.
Why did they disappoint you?
They're just shit.
In what way?
Would
you say they bottled it?
Yeah, tell us more.
Yeah.
What was Deli Ali doing
Did a Fortnite dance.
Gimpy little celebration.
The Fortnite celebration.
Yeah, that's actually pre-Fortnite, but the Backpack Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, is where it comes from.
I wasn't aware of that, but we watched him do it, and I said it was fucking stupid.
It's tragic, isn't it?
It's so fucking embarrassing.
And then they went on to lose 2-1 or something, was it?
Yeah. What did we do last weekend, though? Must have done something fun last weekend. It's a long time ago, isn't it?
I can't remember.
Oh, me and Joe went to that beer fest in Puffcall.
Yeah.
Drank some nice beers.
Yeah, and the night before that, I think we were out as well doing something.
I can't remember. Short-term memory.
Because of all the beer fests.
Possibly smashing it up.
Smashing
up my short-term memory. Yeah, I've got a little book bag. What's in the bag, Al?
I have it ready.
Yeah. We've been through this. It's episode 10.
Every week.
I got, there's a few good things in here, actually. I got my book for editing.
Mars Bar Rappers.
Oh.
Joe's tattoo on the book.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so I got that, that's nice.
Never seen it.
Pencils.
Oh, different colours.
Yeah, colouring pencils.
So it's a regular feature. What's in our bag?
No, they're good. They are, because when my head works with colours rather than like words. So when I'm editing, I find it easier to like write the start. Like if I put in like a bit of music in, I like be like that's the green bit. I have to start at this minute, and I know then.
A lot of music, I think possibly Mozart, someone like that, mind work the same. in colours rather than words.
Yeah, I've only worked it out recently because they're the only pencils I've got.
You just unlocked a massive new part of your brain.
Yeah,
that-
that's good.
I think Claire Baldwin might have done something similar as well.
Resident Evil 4.
Oh,
Why'd you bring that? There's not even a fucking PlayStation yet.
Is this? Are we going to watch you play PlayStation
That's
for
a
an
good
hour?
game. That's a good game. No, I have that because I bought God of War 4 yesterday, and I traded a few games in for it. And I took Resident Evil because I was like, I don't play it, but it's one of my favourite games. And then I got there and I didn't have the heart to sell it.
Oh, couldn't let it go.
Yeah, couldn't let it go. And it's an American one, so they couldn't do it anyway.
What's? Oh,
It is a very good game.
Have you ever traded in Little Britain Series 1 on DVD?
Yeah.
How much you get for it?
12 pence or
12
something like that. I was like, yeah, take that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Probably had like 3 copies of it, to be fair.
what's
So.
it? £25 new.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. My mum
Bonus.
probably bought it, yeah.
Bonus features.
What's God of War like?
It's the best game ever.
Is it?
Yeah.
No online though.
No online?
Is there no multiplayer?
Oh, it doesn't need it.
Yeah, no, but I like playing with other people.
I know you do.
Ooh.
No, he killed all of the Greek gods in the last one, so they're on to Norse gods now.
Yeah.
Your Thors, your Odins, your
Loki.
Ragnaroks.
Yeah.
I know all about it.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely amazing. I played it for an hour last night after John went, and I was just in awe of it. It's the best. Look, it's the best looking game I've ever seen in my life by miles.
Things, but I remember a good looking game was L.A. Noire. Didn't it look like a real film?
Yeah, that is a good looking game, but this looks better.
Does it?
Yeah.
Don't care.
I was thinking about on the way here because my petrol light came on and I was in a rush, so I was like, I'm just going to risk it, and it was like came here, and then I was remembering when I was in America, I went to a place I can't remember what it was, between somewhere in San Francisco, and I went in America. You have to put petrol. You have to pay before you put your petrol in the car, so you have to go in and be like $50 worth of petrol, please.
Good system.
It is in a way. 'Cause
You
have to
won't
go
accidentally
in.
go over.
Does it limit it then? Does it?
I guess they put a ticker on it.
Right.
But anyway, I went in there and we had like a prepaid credit card, and it was like this bright pink thing. And then I took it out of my wallet to pay, and the guy in a really like American voice was just like, "Oh, you don't want to be pulling that out around here, boy." So it was like pink.
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh, it's like gay.
Yeah, and I had a pink phone in my pocket as well because I had the pink iPhone at the time, and I was just like,
What was going to happen?
"Oh, I don't know." And then he said after I paid for it, "Anyone here, take your petrol and go." Like that to me.
Did you say you were in San Francisco though, the
No,
gay
it was
capital of the world?
It was on the way to San Francisco. I
Oh,
can't remember
right.
what. It was just like some random place. But I was just like, oh.
Homophobic?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, just being homophobic.
Against the colour as well.
Yeah, like,
not even against the sexuality.
maybe just hates the colour pink.
maybe, but it was just so weird because it was just kind of like I did have like my big rainbow shirt on.
No trousers on.
Get masked on car.
Yeah,
I remember,
yeah.
you did that for a whole summer, didn't you?
But no, it was just like do gay people go pick like the just pink things if they get a choice?
I don't know.
Yes.
If you know, email in.
No, it's just against the colours. Like, around here, boy, our favourite colours are red and yellow. Don't bring no other colours.
Red, white, and blue, probably.
Maybe. Oh yeah, of course.
Only have stuff that's red, white, and blue, or a mixture of the three.
Maybe
Pink, probably.
a rival sports team. That was their club colours.
Yeah, maybe. But also in America, when you put petrol in the car, green is diesel.
Oh, is that?
So black is petrol, just so you get there.
Oh, that fucked my head right
Yeah,
now.
it was really annoying.
Opposite way around.
Yeah, just stupid it was. I was really good at that. It just scratched my ear, but I don't.
Tweet Donald Trump. Let him know.
A few years ago, Juventus had a pink away kit, bright pink. Do you remember any other pink sports teams? Oh, the Blues away
yeah,
kit.
yeah,
Blues for a long time. Yeah.
We were talking about this last night. Inter Milan playing a game with instead of having their names on the back of their shirts, it's their Instagram handles.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That is tragic.
That's good, isn't it? Loads of Fortnite celebrations. Instagram.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Their fans are mad as well. They're not going to be happy with that.
No, the Ultras won't be happy with that.
Yeah, they're like proper hardcore fans.
We were talking about it yesterday and saying that Italians love the back of the shirt. They love like wacky numbers and that. What we were saying,
They have that weird fonts, don't they?
weird fonts and 8+1. It doesn't work when we're laughing at bits that
Play for the badge on the front of the shirt, not the Instagram handle on the back.
Hashtag. Get that trending.
That's it.
We'll get that trending with our 3 followers. One of which is me.
Anyway, episode 10. This is episode 10, and we're in an definitely much more professional studio than we normally do. So you might notice it sounds a bit better, and you can hear all our like really annoying breathing and stuff a bit better because we're not professionals and quite wheezy.
Wheezy.
So, what's been favourite memories for the 10 episodes?
Sorry.
Sorry, before we get into that, how have you got a scabby knee like a 10-year-old child, John?
I fell over after the beer festival. Onto my just left knee. There's a bit of a bruise there, but mainly just that one.
Oh, who wants to look at my... I've got a good bruise.
Oh, have we got an
how's
update on your
foot?
gammy foot from last week? Oh, what's that from? Why have you got a bruised shin like a fucking 10-year-old?
Kickboxing class, I just hit my shin against someone else's shin. It really hurt us both. And it wasn't strategic, it wasn't meant... It was just an accident. And I was like, I'm really sorry.
I see those videos and you're just like, that's enough to make me never want to do it. Yeah. I don't bruise.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I just don't bruise.
Cut the mics for a minute.
No, I don't. Like,
You don't do it. It's sitting on your sofa. You're never going to get bruised out. You need to get out into the world. There's John falling over. Me hitting my shin against people.
do you remember when you were little, you used to fall over and you'd get like a cut on your knee and you'd get like a yellow...
Last weekend.
You'd get like a yellow film over it when you were little. Do you remember that? That's weird, wasn't it?
That's gross.
Doesn't happen anymore, does it? You don't see that.
That and white dog poo. Don't see it anymore. That's a specifically 90s thing.
Oh, God.
Sorry, so yeah, episode 10.
Yeah, episode 10. This is good, isn't it? Favourite episode? It's hard to pick one, isn't it?
Favourite feature was Scare House, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was the first of the Welsh
It was.
mythology we'd done, but
Yeah.
I liked it A because it was local, and B, the monks.
Oh, I love the monks.
The monks.
Good monks,
That
yeah.
still gets me, that does. What are these ones up to?
Maybe we'll revisit it one day, do like a remaster.
Yeah.
Or like, you do a live show of like that album.
Yeah.
Do a live show of that episode.
Yeah, we can do it in not Barking, but Barking.
Yeah,
That's what we can do, our greatest hits on stage.
Yeah, they do neologisms from the start to finish. Like, just one set.
Yeah. And then an encore of the best bits from the other episodes. Is that what that one was called?
I think so, yeah.
We should have named them after what the feature was so we could remember it easier.
Well, they kind of... No, they're not.
None of them are.
No, they're not.
Starbet gets an F.
That's not... Yeah, it is a bit.
That was
and
Dead
Good
Bart or
Boy.
something.
Oh, no, that was scary. That was Tim Shomkati.
We've only had
3.
9 episodes and we can't remember any.
They're not very memorable.
No.
Right. Right, that's it. I'll see you next week.
I know where I'm going to do my guest poet shit. In the photocopier, like. That's a fax machine.
Do it in the kitchen in there, like in the kettle or something. I'll come in Monday morning. Stick it on.
Doesn't work. The fans don't know where we are.
Yeah.
They still think we're in my house.
Oh yeah. We're not. No, we told them we're in a studio. Abbey Road.
Oh yeah, Abbey Road Studios.
Yeah.
We're doing one of those things of us walking across the zebra crossing.
One of those that are photographed. One of those clicky picture things.
Yeah. I might move on to the feature.
Feature.
Have we had any... Well, we'll talk about them later, but...
Correspondence. Yeah, I got a few. It's a standard now.
I was chatting to Rob, he loves the correspondence.
Yeah, I really enjoy the correspondence. I got a good one. I got one printed here. I got printed correspondence. Not from a person, though.
Was it a Russian bot?
Yeah.
Nope. We'll find out.
Have you got your dog? Are you emailing yourself as your dog, like those people online?
Have you set up an email address?
By who, ma'am?
Yeah, who, ma'am? Oh, God. If any of our listeners do that, stop, please. We're referring to... What is it? People on like dog fan group or breed pages. You explain it.
I when I first got my dog, I joined the Border Terrier page, more for like tips and that when he was a puppy, and then
feed it, walk it.
Yeah. and and then it's just full of people just like posting pictures of their dogs, and then the caption is just like like a caption is just them talking as their dog. Just
That's
like,
right.
oh, went out for a lovely walk today. My who, they call themselves who mums and who dads instead of humans. Say like my who mum.
It's painful.
That's almost as bad as fucking Dele Alli. That's tragic. I bet Dele Alli does that with his fucking
Pubes.
He's got a lot of pubes in it. He found that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't. I can confirm he doesn't.
We always have a bit about comedians.
Yeah, we do.
I was. I think my thing is that I don't like a comedian that doesn't hold a microphone.
Okay.
If they just have like the ear head thing like that, I automatically just go.
Musical comedians often have them.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, if they're playing guitar or piano or something.
Bo Burnham doesn't. He has a mic in the middle and
Yeah.
mics on all his instruments. So.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like that. He runs around from all the different instruments and all the
Yeah.
different mics and that.
But like
Talented guy.
Bill Bailey has a
entertainer, though, isn't
Britney
he?
mic, he calls it.
But that's what I used to have a thing when I was little. Me and Manuel, our friend of the podcast, Manuel, whenever we'd buy a new video game, you could tell if it was going to be good if the booklet was colour. 'Cause sometimes you get them, they were black and white booklets, and you'd be like, oh, that's a shit game. And it was proved right a lot.
Where were you buying your games?
Yeah, you have a lot of theories on things like this.
Why were they black and white?
What do you mean? Well, it just means they haven't pumped that much money into it. Doing there's not enough effort. They've just gone, yeah, just get it out.
Save a couple of quid.
Yeah, unprinted. But no, that's the theory, and it was true.
Do they still do games with black and white booklets?
They don't really come with booklets now.
Oh.
No, they come with more just kind of like a leaflet.
Pamphlet.
About
Zine.
other games. But I used to like Metal Gear Solid used to come with like a full-on comic in it, and it would give you like a bit of a prelude to the story and stuff, and it would be also tell you the controls within the comic.
Right.
So that was good. But what was this?
Oh, we got a guest.
Oh.
Come on the mic.
Say hello.
Hi.
So, and he's our producer for this week.
Yeah. And he's leaving. He's going for a fag.
He literally had a cigarette about 15 minutes ago.
He loves it. He loves
Stressful
smoking.
job being a producer. So that's coughing and farting.
We are very professional now. This is it. It's a step up.
Step up too.
Step up. Okay. Let's go on to the feature.
Is the feature Joe's Loving Hour?
The feature is Joe's Loving Hour.
Pour some lavender and ylang ylang radox into a hot bath.
Okay. Right. What's the one thing Wales has got over any country? Like all countries would agree, Wales has got the best.
The flag.
The flag.
Yeah.
This isn't about the flag.
Oh.
It's about the dragon on the
Gareth Bale.
flag.
Oh.
It's about the dragon on the flag. But yeah, it's true. That's what we got better than everyone else.
Gareth Bale.
Anyway, this is what it's all been leading up to. This is the big story, the 10th one. This might be it for Wales now, because I think we've pretty much exhausted it.
But the country.
Folklore for features.
Oh, I thought you meant that's the end of Wales.
Yeah.
Some big fucking Tories of it, boys.
Hey, well, we'll see.
Is that
We'll find out at the end
I'm
of this.
nervous. Read the thing.
Right, well, yeah, this is a story of Edraith Gorth.
Yeah.
Edraith Gorth, the Red Dragon, I'm going to call him throughout.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
literal translation.
Yeah. But so it's just easier for me. Anyway, right back in the day, like centuries and centuries ago, before the Giants, before Tim Shankati, and probably before Scarehouse. Don't know if it was before monks though. Were monks before dragons?
Same time.
Same time.
Well, if you think of like, those like murals you see on the side of like HGVs, there's always monks and wizards and dragons. They live together. They're all the same.
All
Also,
mythical.
Yeah, all nonsense.
a lot of craft ales in supermarket shelves. They have a lot of wizards and dragons and
Yeah.
that, so they definitely live together. Yeah.
Wizards and monks are the same. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically. But anyway, I was thinking. This is a side thing, but like lots of different cultures have dragons.
A lot of Asian cultures.
Yeah, so do you reckon they were real at one point then?
Which is, yes, only the Welsh ones.
Only the Welsh one. Oh, there's two in this story. So
That was the idea behind the Cardiff City rebrand, was that Malaysia and Wales had a common cultural link that you wanted to expose and manipulate. And
Exploit.
Exploit. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. But I think in the sort of west, there's not many dragons, is there, outside of Wales? It's mainly Eastern cultures, I think.
I don't know. Didn't look into it.
I haven't done no research.
Didn't do any research.
St. George slayed the dragon.
Yeah, but that was our dragon, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Oh, no. No, but that was
the future. I don't want to hear that.
It's not about St. George.
St. George never
That's
even
not very
came
nice
to
story.
England, though. He was Turkish. He never even came to England. Yeah.
Shit patron saint.
It's shit patron
It
saint.
is a shit patron saint.
There you go.
Anyway, you'll actually know. Well, we'll do Earth Day after.
Oh, yeah. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day, yeah.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Earth Day. Anyway, here we go. It was a quiet day in Wales, not much going on, people wandering around, people doing what they did back then, like baking bread and throwing their toilet waste into the streets. And
Mead.
kneading bread, yeah.
Well, no, mead.
Oh, drinking mead.
Brewing and drinking mead.
Yeah, doing that. Hanging around. He just didn't know if he was going to get attacked. Doing it just like any day could be, this could be the day.
Yeah.
Someone comes to attack
Sandfield
us.
being in Bagland.
Well, Sandfields is just down the road, and that's fucking rough. Luke, my brother, used to work
Shout out Sandfields listeners.
Yeah, my brother used to work in the bargain booze there, because like the same guy owned a couple of them, and
Relief staff.
Yeah, and he used to have to go there, and like he said, like seven, he got there, just like kids would come in with some stones and and the guy even said to him, just let him steal sweets, and like, they'll do it anyway. There's just no point in confronting them. Anyway, back there, and then out of nowhere, in the Welsh town where not much was going on, a massive white dragon descends on the village, and he's like, this is nice, I'll live here. The villagers are like, come on, we don't need this. There's not enough bread to feed a dragon. Another dragon.
Do they eat bread?
And, well, that's what people ate back then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wheat. Yeah, because
Maize.
this was what the white dragon didn't know when he landed, that there's actually a really nice, cool, nice red dragon living nearby. And he like just generally, he didn't bother the village, didn't live in the village, lived near there, looked after it, they gave him some bread every now and then and stuff, and he just kind of like generally just kept himself to himself, and he was lovely and red.
Good colour for a dragon. White. That'd be weird. Red is good. White doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but this white dragon was a dick, and he had a terrible temper, and he would just freeze everything. He was like one of those dragons, ice dragon, and anything that slightly annoyed him, so he was like freezing houses and bakeries and that all over the place.
Very easily annoyed and shit thing in white. The Mike Brown of dragons.
Yeah.
He was sort of the Mike Brown equivalent of a dragon.
Exactly, yeah.
Prick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Hart.
Oh, yeah.
He's like that, yeah. Anyway, then he was there over winter and he was just kind of like taking over and eating everything and killing people, freezing stuff. And then a few months later, when spring came, the red dragon rose from his sleep and like climbed out of his cave to see this massive white dragon sitting in the village he cared so much for. And he could see that the people were ill from the cold, the land was bare, there was nothing growing there, even the daffodils hadn't grown that spring.
What?
So he was fucking fuming.
You would be.
Yeah. So he flew straight down to the dragon, and the white dragon was like, oh, fuck. Didn't realise there was a better dragon here. And then the red dragon straight away goes in, it's like a challenge you to a fight on top of the cliff the next day. And he's like, yeah. And then he was like, I'm going to go back to my cave, be there tomorrow.
That's a good place for a dragon fight. Edge of the
it is
cliff.
good, yeah.
Like Mufasa against Scar.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the next day, the white dragon threw straight to the cliff, fucking shit himself, like, oh, I better get there really, because he's hard on me. And then the white... and the red dragon was probably just like, I'll turn up when I want, I'm going to bat you anyway, so just turn up whenever, and just thing. It says here, ask Joe about competitive combat.
I've done a fair bit of competitive combat in my time.
Yeah, so what's it like when you were... Could you walk down to the ring second when you did your boxing?
I can't remember. You guys were there.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I remember they didn't play your music. And then, no, he said your wrong name,
Oh,
didn't
you said the wrong name, yeah.
Your big moment, like,
Yeah.
got the name wrong.
Yeah. I suppose for the listeners, I did one of those charity boxing events. Yeah, it was good though. Quite nerve-wracking, but I was just like super hungover. I just kind of want to get it over with. But it was good fun. We were all there, and you know.
£5 a can of Carlin in there it was.
That's good. It was all for charity though.
Even the bar taking
No, absolutely not.
So yeah, B1.
Yeah, I won. Yeah, and the organisation, the Ultra White Collar Boxing organisation, they raised like hundreds of thousands of pounds for cancer research and stuff. So
That's good.
yeah,
Retired undefeated.
yeah, 100% win rate. So
And now into kickboxing.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Mastered boxing. Now put some kicks into it.
I've got size 11 feet, so I feel like if I can learn to wrap one of them around someone's head, I'm on to a winner.
Yeah, nice. They're doing that same company now do like a stand-up thing where they train you to do stand-up for 8 weeks and then you do a gig.
Stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but like I was saying to John yesterday, like I was like,
get into that.
I was into it, but then in the boxing thing, it was all just the people there to see their mate. So at the event for the stand-up thing, it would be all just people there to see their mate.
I'd be booing everyone apart from whichever you two did it.
Oh, that would be intense.
I'd rather just do an open mic if I was going to just do stand-up.
What I think we could do, though, if any one of us three wants to go up for it, and the three of us together write material and one of us performs it.
I've been, like I was saying yesterday, I've been teetering on the edge of giving it a go.
You want to go to a few open mics before you just decide either way what edge you're going to go on. I went to a couple. We can talk about this.
We'll talk about it off air.
We'll take this offline.
Anyway, the villagers were the back of the dragon on the cliff. The villagers were there just watching in horror. Their fate is resting on this, like either going to be cold versus alive or just like us from that, Wales and that. And then the red dragon, as soon as he gets it, he doesn't even like land and then start the fight. He just flies in fucking straight into the white dragon and smashes his chest with his horn. The white dragon howled with rage as blue blood poured from his wound. The ice dragon then slashed the face of the red dragon with his tail, knocking the dragon to the floor. He got up and both dragons sprinted towards each other, smashing together, causing both dragons to hit the deck. They both kind of just lying there, you know, like in Rocky and that, when they both just, or maybe not Rocky, any film really, when they both lying there, you know, they're both out and they're like, who's going to get up first?
The Rock and Stone Cold WrestleMania 18.
Yeah, that sort of thing,
yeah.
And then they both got up and the ice dragon like blew ice at the fire dragon, red dragon, and then the red dragon blew fire back at him, so it was a proper like Hadouken, just like against each other moment. That'd look good on a cliff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess if this story's been passed down, then people did witness it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I haven't taken any liberties at all.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to watch that.
Yeah. Anyway, they kind of like, it seemed like an eternity. They were just like getting fire and ice towards each other, and then they got walked closer until they both just exploded back, and they both went flying back and landed, and they were both just dead. And they both just lay there still, and the villagers were just like, oh, they've both been killed. And then just immediately started to mourn the death of the red dragon, which was like, oh, fuck, he's dead. And then out of nowhere, the white dragon stirred, and he started getting up, and the villagers screamed with terror as he rose above them. This was it, they were fucked. And he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to freeze the whole town, you're all dicks. And just as he's about to do one final blow, the red dragon comes from nowhere. Out of the sky, he went up, came down, and like an arrow, and cut the white dragon's head straight off with his tail. And the white dragon's lifeless body slumped to the ground.
Yes. Oh, love it.
The villagers cheered and partied, but didn't notice that the red dragon was actually badly hurt.
Oh, no.
And he got up and slowly dragged himself off to his cave. He didn't want to fuss. He just went and died in peace then. And then they say... Yeah, he is really humble. Just went there. It was kind of like, no fuss. So
classic Welsh trait.
And then from then on, he said it always rained on the green land of Wales in sorrow for the red dragon's death.
Oh, that's why it rains all the time.
I don't mind the rain now. That's fine.
I'll embrace it next time.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the story of the red dragon.
What village was it? Probably Cardiff. Probably went on to be Cardiff.
I
thought it was Sandfields all the way.
It was a stabbing outside the Bargain Booze in Sandfield. Is that basically what you've just described?
Yeah.
The white dragon used to walk into Bargain Booze, steal all the sweets. He's a right little prey.
I didn't know that story. I didn't know that's how the red dragon... I think there's lots of stories, but that's the best one, because fighting and that.
Yeah.
Also quite Game of Thrones, Fire and Ice.
Yeah, very Game of Thrones.
So I enjoyed reading that. I enjoyed researching that one and writing it up. I had another dragon story, but it took it to like... It would have been mid-set for ages talking about dragons, so...
Well, I enjoyed listening to it, Al, so thank you.
Thank you.
John?
I enjoyed listening to it.
Thank you.
As well.
Thank you. It's not my story.
Wonder what the listeners think. Maybe if they enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah, true, we didn't say the email again.
They can email us in. What's the email address?
commonclayoftheNewWest@gmail.com. Got it right first time.
It's the first time you've ever got it right. Yeah.
I read that quite well as well.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do it in the studio every week.
Be pressure, isn't it?
It's probably because you've unlocked your colour mind potential. Just having them there helped.
Yeah.
That was I was really, really happy with that when I found out that. They're good colouring in ones as well.
That's
Good for colouring in as well.
Can you stay in the lines, yeah? Can you do
stifling creativity.
It's about expression, mate.
Yeah.
It's just a thing, isn't it? Yeah, well, that was my thing in school. That I didn't do very well in art.
No.
I wonder if there were any monks around. I bet they were losing their shit.
What about the dragons?
Yeah.
They're probably, yeah.
They're probably like boozy and probably taking bets and that.
Yeah. Yeah, they'd have been with an open book.
Yeah, it's like the naughty kids there. Everyone else like worried for their life. They're all drinking and gambling and smoking.
Fighting gypsies.
Yeah, just getting into trouble.
If there's ever a great feature that doesn't have monks in it, just rewrite it with monks in it.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, I could have. I rewrote a bit of the fight because,
Sounded better.
yeah, there wasn't enough of the fight, so I added a few nice bits.
Was it all of those Game of Thrones bits, which you were like, oh, I like this Game of Thrones bit, you've just put
No,
that
I
in?
added the Hadouken bit. I didn't know that happened. That did happen, but that's what I interpreted that actually happened. But it would have happened. I mean, if you have an ice dragon and a fire dragon fighting, that's going to happen. So,
100%.
100%. So, okay. That's the feature.
The fire would always win, wouldn't it?
Well, no, because water puts fire out.
But it's ice.
Yeah, well, that would still put fire out.
But the fire would melt it.
The water would put out the fire. Well, that's why it's a conundrum.
No, the fire would win. Carry
Well,
on.
the fire did win in the end.
That's the yeah.
We'll try it out. We'll do an episode where like Joe gets a blowtorch and I'll have like an ice maker. I'll just throw ice in his blowtorch. Okay, right.
Turn it into Mythbusters.
Well, yeah, true. We never actually set on being like a folklore podcast. That's just kind of something I just started doing.
True.
It was meant to be just about. I don't know what it was going to be about originally. I didn't think.
Well, we all sat down and agreed we were going to do a monk podcast, didn't we?
They were, I do have a new. I've basically got thousands of thank you to Jonathan's wife, Jonathan. I've got.
That's me.
I've got so much more material for episodes now.
Nice.
I have a book.
I've just got to learn how to read now.
Anyway, okay, right, we're going to move straight into correspondence. So I've got this email here. One of them. Which one of you would like to read this one out?
Does it need a funny voice,
You can do it in a funny voice if you want.
Joe?
I've already done an American voice, so that's me done.
So we've got an email here to Al. Says, hi, this message from the library contains the details of the following item. Please do not reply to this message.
What's he got? What's he got? Fucking read it!
Well, a load of it's in Welsh, but basically...
It's a reservation for something.
It's
Give it here. Can I read it?
it's a VHS tape of
Starbuck.
from what is it? The Welsh Library.
Aberystwyth Library.
Yes.
The National Welsh Library have one. They have one copy
The
of
VHS,
the
and you
VHS of
preserved
Starbuck.
it.
I've
Oh,
preserved it.
what? That's amazing.
Second language Welsh video for juniors not viewed. Video cassette contains multiple works. Program 1 on tape. Blah 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 blah. Fuck.
Yeah, I
But
found
are
it.
we gonna watch it though?
Oh, that's the next.
Well, I
that's the
can.
next
I
mission.
can convert it. I know. I don't know how to convert it, but I know someone that can convert it. Also, my brother's wedding is very near to the library in June, so at the end of June. So I'm just going to get it that weekend.
Can't they just post it to you?
No, you have to go pick it up.
What do we do then? Is that just the end of the search?
Well, we don't know whether this is just another leg, isn't it?
Good
We
lead.
did,
Oh, well done. 'Cause I remember you saying you emailed them, actually. Or...
No, I emailed our schools. This was something I figured out this week because I remembered that if you just search something on the internet, if it it won't throw up things within databases.
Right.
So I had to go into the library's website and into their database and then search for it. And then it wasn't one in Bridgend.
Nice. What episode is it? Does it say?
I think it's episode 1. There's a book and a CD, which I think is an audio book, and the VHS. So I reserved the VHS just to be sure.
Yeah, class.
So yeah, it's exciting, isn't it?
Fucking yes.
Awesome. I bet one of our nans has got a VHS player somewhere.
Oh yeah, we'll be able to watch it.
I don't have any nans.
Okay, right. Correspondence.
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 Oh, we haven't got any. Now we got a few this week. I'm trying to think which one did we read last week. This one came through on Wednesday. And it's from someone called Bam.
It's not, is it?
No, it's not. Well, I don't think. Well, his email address is something else, but
It's not Heartogram 666.
it could be Bam Majero. It could be.
CKY.
Anyway, he says, "Hi guys, I enjoyed." Says, "Hi guys, I enjoyed the story of the Devil in the Bridge, and was reminded of a bridge near my hometown. Just a warning, this is true and does not have a happy ending.
Oh.
There is a bridge in Scotland which has been a suicide hotspot for dogs for hundreds of years.
I've read about this.
Well, I mentioned it in the first episode.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Just before we carry on with it, we've got a Scottish listener.
I don't.
This is near his hometown
Yeah,
in Scotland.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
okay.
our first Scottish listener. I think.
Depends, it might be on the border. English. You'd be northern anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine. Thank you. We've got loads of listeners in London.
Yeah.
No, I reckon he's Scottish.
Hopefully. Well,
Sorry for interrupting.
Go on,
Talking about
Scots.
suicidal dogs again.
Anyway, yeah, there's a bridge in Scotland that has been a suicide hotspot for years for dogs. Dogs have just jumped off the bridge while out with their owners, and some dogs have even taken themselves to the bridge, climbed up and leaped off. The weirdest thing that some dogs have even survived the fall, only to get back up, go back up and jump off again. An animal cruelty charity once investigated the bridge, and while they were there, they witnessed a dog jump to his death. Maybe they took a dog with them.
I hope not.
Just let him off his lead, see what happens. They concluded that the dogs were not committing suicide, so that's good.
Oh, I thought.
What were they doing then?
Leaning back.
No, I'm saying this off air. I thought the dogs were actually committing suicide. No, of course they're fucking not committing suicide.
Yeah,
are
they concluded that it must have been a scent related, because it happened a lot in summer. Well, he doesn't write this, but I looked into it. That it happened a lot in summer, so like the way the wind was whirling and the heat and stuff and smells.
There's a sausage factory up the river.
Yeah. It just says, and
Upwind.
it was scent related. The dogs were unaware of the drop. I hope this is interesting to you. Thanks, Bam.
Cheers, Bam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bam.
That's
Bam.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have actually. I saw something about that online before, and it was kind of fascinating, but kind of sad. But yeah,
It is sad.
Good input.
The death of any dog is sad, I think.
all dogs
agree.
go to heaven.
So yeah. Okay, Chris Hutchins has got in touch again.
Again.
I did tell him to.
Desperate.
Friend of the podcast, Chris Hutchins. He sent a load of questions, so I'll just pick a couple of them. Why do I feel like green tea will solve all my problems in my life?
Because you're a fucking mental case. Why would that?
Yeah, what problems has he got?
Yeah, what problems you got, Chris?
Yeah, let's give him a call later, shall we?
Yeah.
See if he's okay.
Off air.
Yeah, off air.
Oh, we could
we'll
turn
record
this-
it and we'll put it on and make fun of him in the next episode.
How big are you? 16. No. that was my highlight of the last 10
That
episodes.
was a good bit. We can do that again now if you want.
No, I don't want to.
I don't want to do it. He says, I'm nearly 30. Oh, we can answer his question?
He's on a bit of a fitness hype, isn't he, Chris?
Yeah, doing very well.
Yeah.
Has he had
Maybe.
his fight yet?
No, it's on June the 2nd.
Is it? Where is it, Cardiff?
What else is happening that day? Champions League final? That's the one
No.
before. Something's happening that weekend.
I think I'm going to go,
Yeah.
if I can. I don't know.
Launch green tea at
Yeah.
him if he loses. This will solve it. What's scolding, like?
He says, I'm nearly 30 and I don't know the difference between affect and effect.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
I'm too afraid to ask anyone in person, and I'm too afraid to Google it. I also don't know when to use it and when not to use it.
Effect is like if there's an effect on something. Affect is if you're affected.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if it starts with an A, it applies to you. If it starts with a...
No.
Depending on the context, still, I could affect you, but I could have an effect on you
Like, your
by throwing tea in your face.
your bad mood wouldn't affect me, would it? Or no, it would affect me.
Yeah.
But my bad mood would affect the whole room.
In fact.
In fact,
You have
Well, Resident
infectious
Evil.
moves.
infections.
Oh, yeah, full
so
circle again.
Resident Evil 4. So far, my theory is true. God of War, even though it's not called God of War 4, it is the fourth main installment. It's the best one.
What's it called?
God of War.
What was the first one called?
God of War.
One. God of War 1.
God of War 1. They have high hopes.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, man.
It's just they do a lot. Tomb Raider did it. They will do it.
A lot of bands release their first album will be self-titled, but then some do it sort of, Avenged Sevenfold, Motley Crue. A lot of them had them sort of 5-6 albums in, they tried to self-title them.
How do
Yeah.
people differentiate then when discussing them?
Just call it self-titled.
If they've got more than one self-titled.
The Bronx have 4 albums just called The Bronx. And then the 5th one was called Bronx 5, I think, or something. But the first 4 Bronx albums are just called The Bronx.
But you
Like, people
differentiate
just call them 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, just name it something.
Yeah.
yeah. Come on, guys, you're like writers. Do you know what I mean? You're all writers. Think of something good to name your
Artists,
album.
yeah.
Yeah.
He says if Conor McGregor ends up fighting Khabib, was a whole thing with the bus to set it up. Yes.
Did we discuss this on the
Yeah,
podcast?
it is. No, not on the podcast.
Oh,
we have discussed
On
it.
that
Yes.
Group.
Oh, yeah.
WWE money in it.
That's right. No.
He says.
UFC.
He says, John Jude, would you like to meet up before the Reading game?
Yeah.
He's going as well.
How did you know you had a ticket? We discussed that off air. Oh no, we discussed.
I also speak to Chris. off air.
Yeah.
It's a couple of days after Al's birthday and the day before a bank
Get a
holiday, so we're going to turn it into an all-dayer.
All right.
Get a ticket. They're £19.
All right. Well.
Cool. He says, genuinely, even if these don't make it onto the podcast, can you answer in real life? Because some of these things are proper bothering me. She is
Like whether we can meet up for a pint for the Reading game.
There's a few other questions in here. He says, is Ryan Gosling actually that attractive, or have we just been told he is?
I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
Drive.
Yeah, he's not particularly attractive at all, is he?
What's he in? I'll tell you who's not attractive. But I watched a film from like the 80s in his heyday, and he played like the heartthrob, Kevin Bacon. You know, he's on his adverts now, and he's just a fucking like melted old man.
Yeah.
He looked exactly the same in his 20s, and he was like, he wore like a fucking suit with the sleeves rolled up, and he had like sort of long hair with just his hanging face.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's a sexy guy in the office, and I was like, Kevin Bacon, you ain't hot, like.
He's that hot.
He's always looked like a 40-year-old man or a 50-year-old man. It's,
So don't cast him as a heartthrob.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't make this up, but they say the Drive is Ryan Gosling's best film.
It's brilliant.
Especially he doesn't say a fucking word in it.
I don't know who he is. Is it Ryan Reynolds? I'm thinking of Ryan
Yeah, I
Reynolds.
think of Ryan
Who's
Reynolds.
Ryan-
He's handsome.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is
Ryan
handsome.
Reynolds is
Is he?
more handsome, but I'd say Ryan Gosling's in better films.
Oh.
If you agree or disagree, email in and we'll.
Which was the one in Two
Discuss.
Guys and a Girl in a Pizza Place?
Reynolds.
Yeah, he's fucking hanging. No, I can't remember.
They ended Two Guys to Go on Pizza Place on a there was 3 main character women in it, and they were all potentially pregnant, and then the last ever episode was like you have to text in for which one you want the story to be pregnant, and then
And no one texted
they
in.
got cancelled. they never finished it, so that's good. Okay, the next one is from someone.
Before you get into that, I finished Community.
Oh yeah.
Because we've discussed this
Gets
on the
worse, doesn't
podcast. Yeah, everyone was right about season 4. I think did they say they got rid of Dan Harmon and it was weird. Is that what they're referring to then in like season 5 and 6 when they talk about the gas leak year and they just don't talk about?
Well, maybe
later on they always go, oh yeah, there was that one year with the gas leak, and then they're like, oh, we don't talk about it, and they just move on.
I never watched it all that quickly, so maybe
okay.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, there's only a couple of references, but I thought it ended quite well. They ended it on just discussing what they would do in the next season, and
6 seasons in a movie.
that's right. But they were talking about different sort of plot ideas for a new season, and basically just kind of imploded into a kind of a self-aware meta kind of rabbit hole of just we're not going to do it, basically.
I can't remember what the last series
It
was. The
was
last
them all
series
pitching. They were all pitching ideas basically to each other in a pub of season 7.
I don't know.
The last season got made quite a while after the rest, and it was on like Hulu or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Is that on Netflix?
it? Is that the one? Is that on Netflix? I don't even know.
Oh, well, I'm not watching
The last series I watched started with Jeff as like a superhero.
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh, okay, cool. I haven't seen it in ages, but yeah.
Yeah. But then, of course, he went to do Richard and Mortimer, so it was okay that he left.
Ricardo.
On Seth Rogen's
Mortimemo.
Seth Rogen's
Cut that out.
Seth Rogen's new stand-up things, stand-up for it's hilarity or whatever.
Hilarity for charity.
Hilarity for charity. The what's his name? What's the other guy, not Dan Harmon, that's involved in Rick and Morty?
Justin Roiland.
He does like a little sketch in it, like comedy sketch. It's the funniest.
I've seen him do voice work on other stuff, and it's just Morty's voice.
Yeah.
He just has one voice, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's the only good bit in the whole thing.
Yeah, Rob, friend of the podcast, Rob, also content producer for the podcast. I don't know what do we call it, theme tune.
Will be a guest.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, he watched it and he said pretty much exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it later, and then next week I'll say exactly the same thing as well.
It's only like about a minute and a half long. It's so funny. Right, so the next episode is from the Prime Minister.
Oh,
Theresa
Theresa. That's what the email address is. I don't know if it is. I assume it is.
No.
It says
She's not doing much else. She probably does sit around listening to fucking podcasts and emailing us.
it says hi. I don't know why it doesn't start like that. It says hi all.
It's the normal way to start.
I wanted to say hey, but it said hi, and my head got a move. It says, hi all, I completely agree that Justice League is one of the worst superhero films ever made. My question to you is, what are your favourite superhero films, and what is your most average favourite superhero?
There are some average ones.
Yeah. He said you should do an episode on the Enfield haunting, since I'm related.
Harry Enfield, we talked about that one.
Yeah, we have,
Kevin and Perry just thought
it says it's one of the only hauntings with genuine evidence, and is considered to be real in many circles. It is. I know there's one good audio clip from it, and it's legit.
I'm aware of it, but I haven't looked into it. But
I'll play it one day if you. It's creepy.
Cool.
Anyway, so yes, favourite superhero film, John?
I, as you're aware, don't really watch them, but I was talking yesterday about the new Deadpool trailer, because Rob Delaney's in it, and that looks like a funny bit. He joins the gang with no superhero powers. He's just like a fat old guy with a moustache who doesn't really know what's going on. But no, I haven't really watched any superhero films. So
most average one then?
Spider-Man. Oh no, the one with Spider-Man went fucking goth emo.
Three. Yeah.
That was average as fuck.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, I watched the latest Spider-Man in the Spider-Man Homecoming. Is it?
Yeah,
it was good.
It was
good.
good.
I think, yeah, it was
it's
good.
Fine.
Yeah. I mean, it was
average,
quite funny. No, I enjoyed it, and I would recommend others to watch it.
Yeah, it's just another Marvel film.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like that. I watched the Black Panther in cinema. Enjoyed it.
It's because Tim from The Office, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just difficult now because they're all just Marvel superhero films. There's nothing really that. I did watch all the sort of Defenders stuff on Netflix. That was quite good.
Yeah, I don't.
The Iron Fist one was a bit weak.
I like Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah, it was really good. I watched the Jessica Jones one. That was alright.
People don't talk the way she talks. That's what really bugged me all the way through it. It's just all just like quips,
one-liners.
One-liners. It's just like people don't talk like that. Well, apart from John.
I talk like that.
They've tried to make it really kind of gritty and real, but then at the same time they've just written it quite like the opposite.
Yeah.
But I think that's like comic books and stuff.
Yeah. I just don't like
what about Benedict Cumberbatch's American accent in that one we were talking about last night?
That is the worst Marvel film.
Oh, Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Most average Marvel film, I'd say, is Ant-Man.
Oh, I liked Ant-Man.
Yeah, but it's fine.
It is fine.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I love Paul Rudd.
I like Paul Rudd as well.
Yeah.
Maybe not that one then. No, Thor. Any of the Thors.
Oh, I love Thors.
Okay. Thor 3 was okay. I
still haven't seen the Ragnarok one.
It's the best one.
Is it?
It's really Guardians of the Galaxy. It's really funny. But it is genuinely funny as well.
Guardians of the Galaxy is probably the best one.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. That gets my vote. There we go.
Or obviously the Christopher Nolan Batman films, they're just the best, but they don't really count because it's a bit more grounded.
They stand alone.
Yeah. But they are the best.
Yeah.
So,
good email.
Yeah, thank you for that, the Prime Minister.
Yeah. Doesn't sign off with a name.
No, just thanks.
Brilliant.
I don't even know if it signs off with a thing. No, it says cheers and keep up the good worm.
Oh,
instead of work. Look. The email address. So it's official, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, thank you.
Give more funding to Wales.
Yeah, Mum.
That's the Queen.
Mom, that's the Queen. The Queen's racehorse used to be trained by Claire Baldwin's uncle. In the 70s. That's true.
Well, look, we had our pitch conversation at the start. We're doing Monks. We're not doing the Claire Baldwin podcast.
Yeah, it was a 2-1 vote.
Yeah, it was close.
Claire is my queen.
Okay, this one is from someone called Craig Vaughan. So thank you, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Craig.
He says, what doesn't say hello or anything, just go straight into it. Says, what are your favourite unexplained conspiracies? I've done this.
I think most. conspiracies are sort of unexplained, and if they're still conspiracies now, it's because they haven't been properly explained.
We ever discussed 27 Club with what's his name, Avicii dying at age 28. But I found that quite fascinating. I know it's not a mystery or conspiracy, but
I think there's loads of ages that people die at. I think with 27 is just how prolific they were. Cobain, Hendrix,
to
Morrison,
achieve so much
Winehouse.
at a young age.
Well, we're all 28 now, and think of everything Hendrix ever did. He did younger than we are now. But he didn't have a, podcast. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
how many episodes has he done?
We've put 10 hours of entertainment out now, so thank you.
Yeah, Hendrix only had 3 albums. Fucking.
Yeah.
My favourite one, I've probably said before, is that Avril Lavigne is dead, and she's like a Paul McCartney one.
They put in a body double.
Yeah, that's
Like
good.
a sexier body double who's not even sexy.
Yeah, 'cause it's the same with Andrew WK, isn't it? I think we have talked about this.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same theory with him.
I was thinking about doing a bit of stand up, as I was talking earlier, and one of my ideas would be just for 5 minutes, just a short bit, all about the lyrics from Skater Boy. just do each lyric, just read it as a story.
5 minutes in stand-up's quite a long time.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
that's-
2-minute song, so just do each line and just do a bit about it. But if you listen to the lyrics, they're just really good. It's really funny.
I can think of the chorus, but I guess the verse is probably pretty
Yeah,
stupid.
they're
isn't
really
it?
funny. It's just kind of like about this girl. She wants to go out with this guy, and she doesn't
This
really
boy.
like. Yeah, she doesn't
Boy.
really. She doesn't really like him, and then she goes out. But then I don't know. She ends up going to his show. And she's really gutted that she didn't like him,
Oh,
and then
he
Avril
was-
Lavigne's like, "He's my boy now," and then it's just like, it's good.
And he's rocking on MTV.
Yeah, it's just, she had a problem with his baggy clothes.
Yeah.
That's why. But yeah, no. In my head, it was really funny.
Judgmental bitch. Like.
Yeah.
You don't deserve him.
Maybe the skate boy was Bam Margera.
Anyway, yeah, he goes on to.
That's my favourite
Okay,
unexplained
Cobain.
conspiracy.
Did she marry Chad Kroger?
She did, yeah.
No, she married the guy from Sum 41.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Chad
both.
Kroger.
And then had a nasty divorce, and then when they married Chad
Yeah,
Kroger, Nickelback,
Yeah.
and left the Sum 41 guy all just sad.
And he turned into an old man, didn't he? I've seen that
Yeah.
picture of him.
He almost died. Yeah, he was an alcoholic. He was
Yeah.
very close to death.
Yeah.
Brown sound.
That was someone else, but yeah.
Yeah, no, Derek Whibley, innit, or something like that.
Yeah. Brown Sound left. He bought the metal to Sum 41.
Yeah.
He left. And I don't know what he done.
They had like the drummer who wanted to be in Jackass more than a band. In
Well, his name was Steve-O, and
Was
like,
it?
we
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
already
maybe that's
gone.
one.
Yeah, that's really Steve Oak, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, he says mine is my. What are your favourite unexplained conspiracies? Mine is that most of the school shootings in America are staged by the government.
Oh, the false flag thing.
Yeah, and he says if you look back, go on.
No, I would like to hear his input.
Well, he
before
just
I
says
do.
if you look back on the photos from Sandy Hook and other school shootings, it's the same parents.
Crisis actors.
He says I don't believe it myself, but you have to
okay.
admit something's not right.
But,
Craig.
but I mean, with something that serious and that sort of fucked up, and they were trying to cover it up, they wouldn't put the same. They go, there's going to be photographers there.
Yeah, lots of coverage on this.
Yeah.
Put different ones.
I thought that, but you got to think how many people can you get involved in your quite severe web of lies.
Yeah.
You've got limited options to who you can't just open a casting call and go, oh, we're going to fake a shooting in a primary school. Who wants to be an actor to pretend
Yeah.
to be?
But why would they want to be in it? Do they get paid well? Do
Yeah,
they?
probably.
you know,
Well, it's
you know,
not
the
true, is it?
CIA,
It's more just the fact
Course
that
not
you can just
true.
buy a gun in America,
Yeah.
and you get lots of kids get bullied. I think that's it. So,
Yeah, I have more belief, or I agree more with the false flag theory over the. Because I think the point of what they're saying on them ones is that nobody was killed. That
Yeah.
They just imagine that they've just made up, and I think that's too
Sick.
much. It's too much to just pretend all that. But sort of false flag operations have been proven in the past to
Yeah.
be true. That governments will take out attacks on their own citizens, on their own soil, to get increased sort of powers, I suppose, over their people. We're getting political.
yeah, that's
Oh,
the
here we
mics,
go.
innit?
Yeah, it's getting a bit somber now. But yeah, I think there's a lot of that's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of legs in that one.
Lots of people who know nothing about it having really strong
opinions on it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the thing with the internet. You can, like, there's some absolutely mad ones, isn't there? And if enough people are talking about it on forums and whatever, then people will believe them.
Gets momentum, doesn't it?
There was one where in the France one, in the Charlie Hebdo shootings,
Just sweet
where
Charlie.
there was a video of like a policeman getting shot on the floor as some guy just run past and shoots him, and they were like, the video proof was that the guy shoots and then the bullet hits the pavement, so there's no way the guy could have been killed. And everyone was just like, no, it just went through the guy.
Yeah, I watched that video.
Yeah.
And I was sort of on board a little bit. I was like, no,
It looks like it misses.
Let's not dissect it, yeah.
You don't know how guns work.
This is the thing that you point to what you want to die, and this is what does Homer say when he gets a gun? This is what you pull when you want something to die. Why do we get emails about conspiracies? Email us about monks.
Yeah, I know. We've never really done conspiracies.
We're going to get
There's a few
ourselves
of
in
them.
trouble if we keep talking about shit like this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about monks.
True. That's it. That's the end of the correspondence.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Some good ones. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure for those ones.
Yeah, it was
All new people as well.
Yeah,
What's the email address?
commonclayofthenewwest@gmail.com, and please someone follow us on Twitter, commonclaypod.
Our studio, we're going to put up photos of the studio we're in now on Twitter, because we've taken some nice photos.
Yeah, we'll do something.
So if you're interested. But they don't know what our last place is like, because we never took a photo of that.
It's still our place, still our current place, not our last place.
Well, should we come here every week?
I'd like to, but
Oh, and could we come here every week?
Oh, and can I live here? Do you think no? Potentially.
I did some maths. I didn't write them down, but I worked out that if you put all our listens, like if you put the amount of times we've been listened to over hours since we started, is over like 3.5 years.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So like if you put like do you mean that everyone does listen?
They listen to them back to back.
But like
Yeah.
if everyone listened to it one after another, it would take 3.5 years to get to how many listens we've had.
Should we do
Maybe
that
more
for the
now.
next show? Should we just play them all back to back for 3.5 years and put it out as content?
We are now. We are rocking. We've had a really good week. We've had 1,000 this week.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.
Any
All-time
new countries apart from Scotland?
3,120 new countries. No, listen to total, which is really good. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, we've had lots in America.
Oh.
Yeah, all over America as well. Like, where is it?
Was that crisis actor Sandy Hook dude? Was he American?
Was that
Craig Vaughan? Probably not.
No, that's
Where was it?
It's worth maybe asking the listeners if you're listening on the sort of iTunes podcast thing to rate us,
Yeah,
because that kind of helps us gain momentum and stuff.
new and noteworthy.
Tell your friends.
Also word of mouth, yeah.
Oh, Maryland.
Not after a night out.
It was in Maryland.
Maryland.
It is Maryland, isn't
That's
it?
where the band Clutch are from.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Brilliant band.
great band.
I thought, yeah, Maryland cookies as well.
Yeah. Breakfast of Champions.
Do you want some mad? Before we finish, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yeah. Not mad. That's how it's pronounced.
That's weird.
So yeah, thanks for listening.
To be fair, coming from Wales, we can't really moan at other people's place names.
Wales.
Well, just towns and things around Wales.
Yeah.
Llanfair, Portgan, Get Go, Llandro, Bwllant, Sirio, Goch.
Island though.
Ireland, yeah.
It's like it is an
That's
island,
hilarious.
but it's spelled different. So, any more for what do they say?
More for anymore?
Are we good?
No, I just want to keep going. I like this.
Yeah, this is fun.
This
Isn't
is fun. I feel like Comedy Dave from Chris Miles.
Who's who?
You have to call yourself Comedy Dave. I'd be Chris Miles because I'm on this side.
Yeah,
And this
true.
is my show.
I'd be just the guy that reads the sport and the news.
Yeah.
I'd be like the heartthrob Kevin Bacon.
I'm going surfing straight from here, and a good friend of the podcast, Manuel, has texted me to say I don't need to pick him up from the train station because he's coming with a celebrity guest.
Oh.
So I don't know if anyone knows who that celebrity guest might be.
I don't.
Do we? I'll see you next week.
It's an actual celebrity. That'd be nice.
We'll end on a cliffhanger. Who's Manuel to go in surfing with?
I don't know.
Podcast. Yeah, podcast. Cliffhanger.
Are we having any guests on here again anytime soon? We always talk about Rob. Or...
Rob is due. He can come on whenever.
Yeah, I spoke to Tom about it.
Tom, Jonathan Lee's brother.
Full details. Yeah, I spoke to Tom about it. He said
Does he listen? I haven't spoken to him.
no, but he said he's
No.
going to. Him and Kat are actually going to a live podcast recording today in Cardiff. I can't remember who, but And he said he will, but he only wants to come on the 69th episode or the 420th episode.
Classic.
Oh, we're not far off 69, so 69 is fine. If you
Oh yeah,
want.
we haven't talked about his 420 this week.
Yeah, and Earth Day.
And Earth Day.
Earth Day.
We need to do stuff on that.
It's
I wanna
Earth Day,
do
we all
it.
drove here separately in separate cars. I did 130 miles. Oh no, I'm just incriminating myself. I don't care. At one point in the moment, I did 130 miles an hour and shit myself.
Was it going past Sam?
Yeah, down
Yeah,
that
it goes
hill.
down that hill.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I can. My car can do 100 per there.
130.
Yeah, this car's better.
Which is almost double the legal limit.
30% more.
Instant ban that would be.
Yeah,
It's not worth it.
they'll
at all.
catch me first.
Oh, yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Definitely would.
Right.
If anyone does want to break the speed limit on that stretch, it's M4 between junctions 35
Yeah.
No, do
and
it in your-
34
Do it in the
Film
areas that
it.
you live.
westbound.
Don't do it in the areas that we live.
No, but it's a good bit to build
Yeah,
it
it
to.
is, yeah.
But like Bam wants to come down from Scotland or anything, whoever that was.
See how fast you can get here.
Just drive here as fast as you can and tell us what the fastest bits
And
are.
email us during.
Yeah, film it.
Yeah.
But like on a selfie stick.
Out the window.
Earth Day.
All right, thank you very much for listening.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you for 10 episodes.
5, 10.
The common clay, common clay, common clay, the new wave.